Alright guys, back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Last time, while we were investigating, we figured out the whole truth of the matter of, why the fake Phoenix Wright decided to, commit what he did. Especially finding out about more of the backstories of, two certain people. But, with Gumshoe helping us, we're back in the court lobby. Now we're ready to do this trial. Hopefully it goes well. Maggie Beard. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Maggie. So what do you think is going to happen today, sir? Yesterday's session didn't go so well and ended in a giant mystery. That's true. And we still haven't solved a single part of it yet. Are you okay, Nick? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I saw that little flash of doubt in your eyes. No, that wasn't doubt, that was, determination. Why don't I believe you? It's nearly time, Maggie. You better get going to the defendant's seat. Roger, don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you. We are so ready. Hey, pal.
Hey, pal!
Hey, Detective Gumshoe.
Hey, quit stressing Maggie out. She doesn't need that.
How did you know she was stressed?
I was watching through the
Doorway like a stalker. Oh.
You look like you lost the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this will help you.
Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too?
Not in a million years, pal. Don't tell me that you don't remember this thing.
Come to think of it, that doesn't look like one of those aromatherapy bottles.
This is the small bottle that turned up in Trespian's kitchen a couple days ago.
Wow, look at all these. Yeah, it's one of the bottles that was different from the others. Look at all these little bottles. Oh, the aromatherapy oils. It's got so many, they're overflowing on the floor. Hey, wait a minute. There's one different bottle different from all the others. Well, what do you know? It doesn't have a label either, and it doesn't smell. That's probably gonna be a key factor, Mom.
We finally got the analysis results back from the lab.
So, what is it? Is it the poison?
I'm afraid not, pal. It's
Oh wait, is that the medication? Medication? Yeah, I think that's the medication that was stolen from the bag.
Yeah, for ears. Typical use only, apparently.
For ears? You mean...
Yeah, it's the medication Glenug was using for his ruptured eardrum.
Yep, that's confirmed. What was Glenug's ear medicine doing in the kitchen? Probably took it while he was dead. Covered in unidentified fingerprints in the kitchen. What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that?
Someone screwed up, so they only had time to analyze the contents of the bottle. Another hour and they might have gotten something on the prints, but...
It's gonna weaken its impact up as a piece of evidence.
Okay, pal, this is it. Make sure the defense is impregnable today, got it?
Today's trial. I'm gonna expose that guy for what he's done. Or my name isn't Phoenix Wright. Fucking fake Phoenix Wright. Alright, time for the trial again.
Court is now in session for the trial, Maggie Bride.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Ready and waiting. As always, Your Honor. All very good, then we'll get underway at once. Yesterday we heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Kudo, who was completely useless.
Probably a waste of my damn time.
He claims to have witnessed the defendant putting in powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness's testimony was plagued with a number of problems. The mark on the rim of the cup shows that the victim drank from it with his right hand. But according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left hand. Thank you, Mr. Godot. Furthermore, according to the witness's account, the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear. And yet the victim's left eardrum was ruptured and made him effectively deaf in that ear.
I'm curious why he put it in his left ear for some odd reason. There must be a reason why, right? It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, hun, Nick. Oh my god.
Huh. Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world, you see, keeps turning, and we must turn with it. Oh, you lost me already, Mr. Godot. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that, okay? You got to change with the times. That's one of my rules. Are you implying that you resolve these contradictions? You know the answers to these riddles? The old guy wasn't just throwing seed in here. He was throwing us off the scent. And today I'll prove it.
Okay.
Very well, let the first witness take the stand.
Oh my god. Fucking Armstrong.
And you are...
Oh, bonjour everyone! I am Gene Armstrong, the owner and the chef of La Thespian restaurant at Shante. I hate this. I already don't like this part right now.
Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you a woman?
No, that's definitely. Oh la la, monsieur. As you can see, I am la pervert and perky gentleman, non?
I'm getting uncomfortable here. On the day of the incident, you were in Trespian's kitchen. Isn't that right?
With you, monsieur?
The fuck did he just say?
Everything feels right. Oh my god, he keeps drinking coffee.
Huh.
Wow, he's totally unfazed. Doesn't anything intimidate this guy? Bruh.
Very well, your testimony please, witness. Please tell the court what happened that day at Trespian.
Oi, volunteers. Alright, so for some many witness testimonies. When it all happened, there were just 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new art decos that day. It was like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. Oi, perhaps that was what the old man was looking at. La cup, la earpiece, la glasses, he would have seen everything in a reverse, non? Mirror? The fuck? Oi, on grand mirror, la most enormous mirror.
And suddenly the mystery disappears.
The fuck is, what kind of theory is that?
Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. That would explain the coffee cup and the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear from back to front.
What the fuck? Heck, it's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me. A mirror.
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Okay, let's press everything. 2 customers, yes. And who were those 2 customers exactly? Mice, of course, the young man who died. And the other not so young man. He's hiding the other person.
You're referring to yesterday's witness, I presume.
But the other man Maggie says she saw at the table. Something tells me Mr. Armstrong isn't planning to disclose his existence. We need some hard evidence so we can bring him up, don't we? I guess I'll have to try a different approach for the time being. Damn it, we're gonna have to wait about that. You were experimenting with art decor. How come I never heard about that before today? We're not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur. Please stay on topic. Now, why didn't you tell the court about this before? What I did, just a few moments ago.
Ahem, excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned, are you referring to some sort of deco?
No, art deco, it is some style of design, your honor. He's talking about the interior design, walls, ceilings, carpets, that kind of thing, yada yada.
Oh, yes, of course, that deco.
Those trying to achieve lower la feminine look for my restaurant. I was planning the most dull remodeling of la decor. Like having a large mirror between la tables, for example. Oops. How big of a mirror are we talking about here? Look, both something about 4 meters wide and, about 2 meters high. Let's see if 1 meter is about 1 yard. Holy glass in a frame, that's huge. I was intending to install it in a lost ceiling eventually. Ceiling? Was there a mirror on the ceiling? I don't remember. There was? Lost one no that is not the good. True was it on the in its end. What should I do? Should I ask him more about the mirror or not? If you really had such a large mirror in the restaurant, some would have noticed it. But there's nothing about a mirror in Mr. Kudo or Maggie's bride's testimonies. But...
Objection!
You didn't ask, Trite. You don't have only yourself to blame for such sloppy work.
Huh? Nani?
A mirror was delivered to Trespian the day before the incident.
Really? Where's the proof?
As Mr. Armstrong testified, he was carrying out some design changes. And as it turned out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end.
This just doesn't done it. Even if the mirror was delivered to Trespian, still doesn't prove that it was in the restaurant the day of the crime. Do we need proof? Where is this mirror?
Huh. If you want to doubt someone, try look in the mirror. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be dubious enough. So the witness yesterday had seen the victim reflect in the mirror.
We don't know if there's a fucking mirror. Normally, I expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object.
Objection!
Normally? How does normally come into this? That's lame, Trite, even for you.
Huh?
Are you trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it? Where does that leave the porky-headed lawyer and the top-notch chick over there? Damn, man. And the ungodly cool guy with the mask over here. Well, Trite.
Wow, you're just really being mean for some reason. Ugh, not the hair. I do not have a top knot.
Mr. Godot was correct. A lack of normality is no basis for discounting an argument.
Beyond logic is one is latte. Everything? You would have seen everything in reverse? What does that mean? What does that mean? Oi! Hey Nick, we should take a second and think about what old CD said in his testimony. How did he phrase it again? Oh, he's wearing a piece on the same side as the Green Lantern specs. No question, you can lock me up from. Okay. It was his left ear, without a doubt. Then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. I saw everything described reflected in the mirror, and everything he said on his left was actually on the right, huh? That clears up all the problems with his testimony, I guess, or does it?
Huh.
It's kind of hard to believe everything's the fault of the mirror, but... Do you think old CD saw everything through a reflection? I don't think he did. If he did, I would explain all the contradictions in his testimony, but that just makes the situation worse for Maggie. There's gotta be something in that old man's testimony. We just gotta dig deeper. Are you sure it's a mirror? There's no way it's a fucking mirror. That's not a mirror, that's a fucking partition. Huh. Is it this? I think it has to be in a mirror, no? It has to be this, no? There's partition, no? Objection! Fuck! Your Honor! The statement contradicts this evidence! God damn it.
It does? I don't see anything contradictory. No.
Huh? Really?
Objection denied. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr.
Ugh. Whoops, that didn't go so well. Okay, so it's definitely not this. As far as that was the old man was looking at. La cup, la earpiece, like you would have seen everything. No. I think it's something. I think we have to present people. Yeah. HME over left eye and left eardrum was ruptured, no? Why would he see everything in reverse? That means it would be the right ear, but his left eardrum was ruptured. It's this one. The coffee, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over what Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? Same side as Greenland's spectacles. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong, left ear, without a doubt. So to summarize, we were told both the HDMI and earpiece were on the victim's left side. Now, Mr. Kudo saw everything as a reflection in the mirror. It means both HMD and earpiece were actually on the victim's right side, correct? Exactamente, you see? You see that, Monsieur, now that you think about it, it's not so hard. No, I think it's because we already established that the fucking left ear has been ruptured, no? Unfortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in the mirror, then why is that HMD on the wrong side of his head?
Order! Mr. Wright is correct. If the witnesses genuinely observed the victim reflected in the mirror, this does not explain the left ear being damaged. Then we would expect the victim's earpiece to be over his right eye.
Objection!
How bitter. Try, you should have a taste of bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time.
The fuck are you talking about? Are we talking about your fucking coffee, or are you something completely different?
You don't understand the way the witness thinks. How he thinks? You remember this, I presume.
I broke the vase. Sorry, apology letter. I mean, Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony?
Exactly, the old man has one grievous habit other than throwing seeds. The more of impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's the most striking about Mr. Elg? Clearly it's the victim's eyepiece. That's my point, the old man strikes again. Mr. HMT made a big impression on the old man.
The fuck are you trying to prove here?
I saw the earpiece in those new spangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh yes, they were both on his left ear, you hear? His left ear.
What are you trying to prove with this? His left ear was fucking ruptured! Well, Mr. Trite. Ugh. That's the worst but best impression of Kudo ever. Oh, I really thought he was old city for a minute there. That was good.
Enough. I must agree with that yesterday's witness was irresponsible rationing as much of his testimony.
Bad luck, Nick. Looks like a boy in the contradiction you found his... There's nothing wrong with the contradiction! What? His left ear! Left ear! It's damaged, you fucking twat.
A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears.
Oh my god. This was a great contradiction, and then they proceed to make it stupid. Oh, I can explain. Please, if you look at the plans of la restaurant. Oh, Lois, is everything sitting comfortably? La mirror, it was in the middle of the restaurant dividing the two. There's no fucking way. The picture! There's a fucking picture! See, here's the only seat from the what you have seen, an image of la victim. Oh my god. That was the last seat of the table next to the victim. That was the where our old man was sitting. After the terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror so it was not in the way. But naturally, I did not touch anything else. Are you kidding me? There's a fucking mirror.
I see no problems with the explanation we have just...
This is stupid! Why is there a mirror there?
From the table next to the victim, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror.
What a naughty little coquette I am, confusing all the men like this is.
Don't worry about it.
Why are we changing the victim's seats? Are you shitting me? He was on the other side of the room, but he's now on that side. That makes no sense.
We can keep up except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again.
Ugh, I hate that guy.
You say you didn't touch anything apart else apart from the mirror? Are you quite sure about that?
Volunteers, of course, you fucking liar.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you please.
This is so dumb. No one would have expected a fucking mirror. He's fucking making this shit up. I'm getting upset right now. So run this by me again. The mirror was here, correct? Oi. Oi, really? Because I know if I were you, I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It wouldn't be in the way.
Objection.
Look who's talking, Mr. Trite.
Huh?
You're obstructing my view amongst the other things.
But this is my seat in the courtroom. Fucking... This is such a dumb argument right now.
Trespian's charm is that it gives you the impression that you're the only customer. Temporary placing a mirror in that spot would hardly be in the way. Unlike you, Mr. Trite.
I told you, Monsieur, La Mirror was here in the middle of the list, that fucking liar piece of shit. He's gonna perjury this. See, it was one seat from the image, you could have seen an image from the victim. And where would that be? Oh la la, look how you lean towards me. I always attract the younger boys. Maybe I should just keep you in suspense a little lot. Go away! Just tell me.
Mr. Armstrong, tell the court what you know at once. I don't give a shit about your fucking flirting.
I'd sure to act the older ones too, you know, and handsome. Shall I tease you too?
Can we get this guy guilty already? I already seen a very hot someone, and so I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a long time.
I bet she has a mocha cream skin and cappuccino perfume. Yeah, and I tell you, there was one seat of which you could have seen. That was the seat of the table next to the victims. That was where the old man was sitting. So why can you only see the victim from that particular seat? My swan sword is obvious, non. If you look at the plans, you will understand. A victim would have been reflected in the mirror like so. If you were looking at the table next to him, you would see everything, non. So that's the seat. The old C was sitting on the day. Is that really true? When the poisoning happened, the old man was sitting on the table next to the victim? Why does that seem kind of odd? It feels convenient for the fucking witness right now. After a terrible incident occurred. Okay. Fucking move a mirror. Did you move the mirror while Mr. Kudo's off calling the police? Oi, exactament. I carried it out of the restaurant then. You moved a huge mirror like that all by yourself? What can I say? I know how to pick things up and handsome. I have no words to say about that.
Huh.
Godot actually laughed at something. What the hell, Phoenix?
Well, given the witness's physique, I suppose it was possible. Did you move anything else from the crime scene, Mr. Armstrong?
I looked like the blogging type, none. But naturally, I did not touch anything else. Are you sure about that? I touched nothing except La Mirror.
Mr. Wright, is there something that the witness has said doesn't match the crime scene?
Yeah, there is. I just can't put my finger on what exactly.
Huh. Suffering from a case of heartburn, Trite?
Oh, I have just the thing for you, that I'll know you with a golden mirror from Frankenstein's.
Add a few drops of your coffee and voila, enjoy.
Focus, Phoenix. Breathe. I need to ignore those two and find some evidence. It's pretty strange, though, isn't it? I mean, nobody mentioned anything about a large mirror. I think someone would have, but Maggie didn't. Neither did old City. And the only logical explanation is that there was no mirror inside Trespian that day. Now I've got just to prove it somehow. There's no way a mirror is there, no? Fucking A. This is bad for me. How do you figure out what? What is the right evidence here? Oh my god. Something's up right now. I'm kind of having trouble with... Damn, I know the third game is hard, but holy shit, why is it so hard? Do we put the fucking plans? Is it the plans? I think it's the crime scene photo, no? I think it has to be, no? Because there's no mirror here. Why would there be a mirror here? That makes no sense. Oh, I was right. Hell yeah. This piece of evidence contradicts with the testimony we have heard, Your Honor.
The crime photo.
Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist.
What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Should not exist. Huh, sounds like you're describing yourself, Trite. Now then, the defense would please clarify its statement. What is something that should not exist in this photo?
It's the vase, no? Yeah, it's the vase, no? I think it's pretty obvious, so it should not be in this picture.
The vase? What possible connection does this have with the witness's testimony?
Your Honor, I'm telling you that should have been no vase on this table. But clearly contradicts this piece of evidence. What Kudo said, no? There we go. Easy. Well, Your Honor?
Well, I'm not sure the contradiction is as clear as you would have believed, Mr. Wright.
Oh.
Perhaps you should reconsider before you try again, hmm?
Try again? You mean I was wrong? What? Oh, hell no.
Very well, gather your thoughts, Mr. Wright. In the meantime, the witness will repeat his testimony for the court.
Oh, I would be delighted. No, I am so certain about this. I am so certain about this. Right now. Yeah, I am so certain about the statement I'm presenting right now. Holy shit. Objection! Okay. Okay, I am right about the vase. I think I should not have chosen the profile. Where's the testimony? Oh, testimony. I broke the vase. Okay, this should have been pretty obvious. I'm just dumb. It was this one. Like, this is clearly one thing demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table, was sitting where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there's an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not in fact sitting at the table next to the victim at all.
Objection!
This is bullshit. Don't be an idiot, Trite. That's impossible. That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from.
Exactly. There is only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror at Trespian that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, was an elaborate lie. Fucking perjury!
Objection!
Don't try to confuse the court, Mr. Trite. Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase. What a place for taking their time getting to the crime scene.
This is bullshit. Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified in the contrary in his own words. I did not touch anything else except the mirror.
Go. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself?
Perjury! Ban him! Perjury! I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day. He's trying to cover him up.
In the light of this revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in his ear in which he couldn't hear? Huh. You only get one shot in life. There's no turning back. If you want to claim that mirror wasn't there, Tried, then this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw?
If I can answer this, then I'll be much closer to the truth. I could feel it. Are you going to be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick? There's more than just one contradiction, Maya. What do you mean? Remember when Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table, and there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up.
Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer.
Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradictions in Mr. Kudo's temper is simple. The victim was a phony? The victim was a phony! This case was riddled with contradictions, and yet there's only one very simple answer that clears them all up.
What is that?
This incident Mr. Kudo witnessed, the incident victim experienced, were two completely different events.
Nani?
Two different events? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Glenn Elg at all. What? It was an imposter. A phony pretending to be Mr. Elg. Huh? Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. Wait, that was a phony? But who could it be? Wait, then what happened to Mr. Glenn Elg? Is he actually dead? That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. A phony? I don't know where you're going with this, Phoenix. Like, whoa.
Order in the court! Settle down or clear the courtroom. Quiet, Gramps. Why don't you clear out of here, huh? What did you just say to me, you big man? Right. Are you saying what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup?
I'm curious where this is going. Yes. Someone pretending to be Glenn Elk acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the purpose of creating a witness out of one Victor Kudo.
Objection.
Get real, Try. Why would anyone want to do that?
Isn't it pretty obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was... The servant girl brought in my job machine. She put something in it. That's the servant girl right there in the defense chair. I remember her well. So it was a setup for him to witness. Oh, is that to get a fake witness testimony out of him?
It's so hard to believe, but...
There was one and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo's fake poisoning. Show Maggie Bride in the act of poisoning the coffee.
Objection.
Are you insinuating that the waitress in Old Man's story is a fake as well?
It's her, definitely.
It's true that there were no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but... It's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening. That's right. Well, witness, if your restaurant really was the scene of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct?
Yeah, we can't trust his testimony. He's fucking perjuring. Oh la la, this is the most difficult for me. Perjury, bitch. No, it's quite simple. All you gotta do is testify. You're under oath after all. Was there in fact a phony at Trespian that day? The defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tell the whole truth about what happened.
The defense's request for additional testimony is accepted. You will accurately explain in detail the events in the restaurant that day.
Oi, oi. Yeah, you can't lie your perjury way out of this. If you do it again, they're not gonna rely on your fucking testimony anymore. Okay. La victim once here, Elg, came to my restaurant alone. I remember la old man around not long after him. There was no other customers. When he got word we won the lottery and won, Elg became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that la poisoning incident occurred. There was no time for a phony to do la acting. Oh, now the truth comes out.
Just so we're clear, there was no mirror in the restaurant after all.
Yeah, fucking liar.
Please demand pardon. Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted this mess to be cleared up quickly.
No, because you're fucking covering someone and you don't want to bring that person up. Because of your fucking debt.
What have you done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong.
Yeah! There we go. The judge is right. You literally just committed perjury.
I will decide how you punish you later.
Oi. Lied in a court of law, by the way.
For now, we'll hear your cross-examination, Mr. Wright, if you please.
You took that perjury charge a bit too well. I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. It's like your shitty ass restaurant. If he fucking lies again. Was he alone at his table as well? Nice, oi, I saw him from the kitchen. Yet the defendant, Maggie Bride, remembers it differently. She swears there was another man at the victim's table.
Objection.
How unfortunate for you, Mr. Trite. Yesterday's witness was also testified that the victim was alone.
It can't be relied no more, huh?
You know, seeing you squirm like that reminds me of a certain coffee's bittersweet bite.
What kind of coffee the hell is we been drinking? It's not coffee, it's love. It's love that's bittersweet. Hearing Maya say that makes her seem wise all of a sudden. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. Old man? By old man, you mean Victor Kudo, correct? Oh, he comes after for my special coffee.
I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience.
Oh, you make me so happy, monsieur. You're most welcome anytime.
I said it was worth one sip and nothing more.
And so, Mr. Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask about his arrival in more detail. How many minutes was it? So you're saying not much time elapsed between when the victim and Mr. Kudo arrived? Oh, is that correct? But that still leaves a possibility that something happened in that gap of time. By your recollection, well, how much time would you say elapsed? Let me see. Approximately 2 minutes, I would say. 2 minutes? 2 minutes? That's all?
It seems unlikely that anything untoward could have happened in such a short time.
Rats! I knew I shouldn't have pursued this line of questioning. There were no other customers. So your only customers were Mr. Kudo and the victim.
Objection.
We are really pushing the fact that there's more people.
How many times do you need to ask the same thing, Mr. Trite? You never catch me drinking the same blend twice.
Huh?
You're trying to establish the presence of a phony victim in the restaurant, but you're wasting your time. You can't grind birdseed to make coffee if you catch my drift.
There's a hole in his testimony somewhere. I'm sure of it. I became excited. Did you see him? No, I was in the kitchen, but I heard him. I heard him shouting, "Yes, $1 million!"
Presumably the defendant heard that too. Then correct?
Maggie? She looked like a poor little frightened dove. What about Mr. Kudo? The old man choking some birdseed that got stuck in his throat.
It seems now we have another incident on our hands.
Approximately 5 minutes later, after the poisoning incident occurred. And what were you doing at that point? Without any customers, you must have had time to kill. I'm a multi-talented woman, monsieur. I'm sorry? What the fuck do you mean by that? Here's the unknown chef Gene Armstrong and a la chara capote Clarice Armstrong.
The Clarice? Who the fuck is Clarice?
Well, I was writing a poem, an angry tale of a chef and all $1 million of death, cooking for a man who won $500,000 on la lottery. Oh my god. It is called Pourquoi. It means why. Perhaps I could recite it for la court. Please don't. You mean you contacted the police as soon as the incident occurred? I asked for the old man for the payphone.
My own argument, Mr. Trite. The purpose of this phony's victim's performance was so the old man would see it. In other words, once the incident occurred, this opportunity would completely disappear. That's Indeed.
Bien, it seems the shadow of doubt has been lifted, n'est-ce pas? My guess is Mr. Armstrong is connected to this case, huh? Absolutely. Someone was impersonating Mr. Elk, and I refuse to believe he was oblivious. He was there the whole time after all. But if you're right, wouldn't Maggie have noticed too? She fell unconscious when the incident occurred, remember? Look at those legs though, god damn! Ah, you mean that's when the phony staged his act? No, for sure once we find a hole in his testimony. It has something to do with the clock. What time was it? Out of curiosity, about what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived? Oh no, I cannot remember, monsieur.
I believe we were told by a witness yesterday. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a scary old man, sir. Doesn't that perhaps jog your memory, witness?
All incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived. That makes no sense. 20 minutes after he arrived. So the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m. None? Just after 2, huh? Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, monsieur. You're wonderful.
Ha ha ha. I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I? The time of the day will be added to the witness's testimony.
Oh, monsieur judge, everything I do it for you.
Merci bien, that's French, isn't it?
He's getting into it, ha 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 ha. I'm glad at least one person is in a fucking good mood. He's even humming a song to himself. Merla, old man, never long after him, just after 2 p.m. Are you absolutely sure about the time? When I think about it really hard, I'm sure it was just after 2, oi. It's the time I stopped serving the lunch menu.
Quite right, I always break for lunch when the restaurants are serving their specials. I've been known to wind up a case early just to make it on time. Ha ha.
I guess you should never get it between a hungry judge and his lunch.
Oh, would you look at that? It's almost lunchtime already.
Motherfucker! Witness, get on with your testimony, please. Okay. I think it has to be this. I'm gonna save just in case. Okay. That seems like a flaw right now. Because... there's something off right now. What is the right answer for this? 1:30 p.m. After 2 p.m. That has to be the flaw. But I'm curious... No, it's the autopsy report, no? Objection! Fuck. It's evident and clear reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor.
How exactly are the evidence and statement just now related?
They aren't, are they? No, not at all. Please over the facts. I'm gonna load the game. Okay. I think it has something to do with this. Most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every 10:30 p.m. Oh! I think it's that one. Yeah, I'm positive. I'm very positive. I'm afraid I've got you, Mr. Armstrong. Qua? What did you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show what he was listening to was a millionaire radio. Each week, they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. Oh, that's how it must be the last show Mon Helg was listening to.
I can't really see any problem with that testimony, Mr. Wright.
I wonder. Oh, you say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct? Oi, I am sure of it. I was thinking of putting the autopsy report because it did feel kind of off. Because, like, you know, the autopsy report was like 2 p.m. Between no time. Oh, I'm sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was that time because I had just finished serving the lunch menu.
Get to the point, Mr. Trite, if you have one.
That show is broadcast live at 1:30 p.m. and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life.
It's on the air at
Oh, I get it. So at 1:40, he got excited. Now, supposedly, the victim made some noise when it was announced that he won. And yet, I don't believe the cry of joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. Okay, that makes more sense. Because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier than the reported time. None! Perjury twice! This victim, we've been told, has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over, there's only one conclusion you could draw from these facts. This victim was an imposter acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Yes, there were 2 Glen Elgs at the Trespian that day. The real Glen Elg, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer. And the phony Glen acting out the events for Mr. Kudo the witness.
It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy?
Objection.
Quite a performance, Mr. Trite. You're almost on a roll.
Huh?
But sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song.
What the fuck does that mean? The fuck is this? Music Theory 101?
Let's recap. According to your imaginary theory, it's just now after 2 p.m. Tony Elg was performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain then? Where was the real Glen Elg then?
I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court, however. At that time, the real Glen Elg was already dead.
That's certainly the obvious conclusion.
Objection.
Thank you, Mr. Trite. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say.
Nani?
Now, I presume you could prove this theory of yours. Can you explain where the missing corpse went to?
The missing corpse? Oh yeah, where was the fake corpse?
According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. And that customer was phony Glen Elg. Then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim?
Gah!
The prosecution has a very valid point, Mr. Wright. If the theory is to stand up to the examination by the court, you must provide with that proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body?
Yes, Your Honor. Where did he hide the body?
No conjecture, Tried. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden.
Evidence? With this intense pressure all here all of a sudden. I thought I had him with that contradiction. But he's turned it all around and backed me into the corner and said, "Come on, Phoenix, you know where it is."
Well, Mr. Wright, the court went out here to defend this theory and evidence. First, where was the body of the military concealed?
It has to be inside, no? I'm gonna save the game. Because I am running out of HP. It would have to been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Trespian.
Interesting. Or could a body have hidden inside a restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court these plans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. The exact location where it was concealed. Trespian is... See here, that partition space here? Body was hidden here!
I see. Nice supposition. But the real question is, can you back it up? Or is the evidence that proves the body was hidden in that location?
Okay. Fuck. Where would it be though? Oh. What evidence would it be though? fuck. Am I correct? Crime scene photo, no?
Too bad. I don't think you ever grasped the real heart of rock and roll.
What are you talking about?
It means that your evidence is irrelevant, Mr. Wright.
God damn it, I'm restarting. I'm restarting. I don't want to lose HP over this. Maybe it's actually in the kitchen. Yeah, it has to be the kitchen.
The body was hidden here. I see. Where's the evidence that proves the body was hidden in that location?
What would be proof to hide it in the kitchen, no? Unidentified fingerprints in the kitchen. Oh! The ear medicine! That makes sense. Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle? Why was his ear medicine there? That would have been the time to take the bag. No. I have never seen such an ugly bottle in my life. I've only the best bottles, monsieur. The highest quality only for me. You are fucking perjuring twice in a row right there, bruh.
Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright?
Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Trespian.
Quoi? But I only ever access bottles for my aromatherapy oils.
But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains medication.
What kind of medication?
I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. Elk visited a laryngological clinic and they was given medication that day.
You cannot be serious, Mr. Trite.
The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have the lab results here. The contents of the bottle matched the prescription that was given to Mr. Elwig.
Whoa! Glennogg's murder.
Glennogg's murder hid the body in the restaurant in the kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen? Bonjour. Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to defend my client, Maggie Bride. However, you were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back. None. Perjury, 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 perjury.
Order, it's an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn Elg?
Never. I could not do such a horrible thing. Why should we believe you? You literally are perjuring.
No! Wait, what? Oh! Mr. Godot, why the fuck are you drinking that much coffee so loudly? The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules.
You have the slightest idea how many cups you've had by now?
Then I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like you to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in my ear? My H-deficient friend.
Just the man partner, you must hear me out. Your testimony has been unreliable because you literally lied twice. It's a trap. Listen to me. Por favor.
Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong, and por favor is Spanish. I'm only going to ask you once. Did you do it?
No, none. Absolutely none.
Let's hear it. You've got one shot, right, Gramps? Witness the chance of make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Godot's coffee mug awaits you, as does my grave.
Oi, it is clear. He literally committed twice, and now they're gonna rely his one more chance? Why do they always say in the movies, I got a bad feeling about this?
Very well, begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong.
Is this the final testimony that he's gonna say before we bring out the fucking fake Phoenix, right? It is true, I hid the body in the kitchen. The man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with Sim because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I did not kill him, I swear it. You must believe me.
There's a reason for it. You were forced by who?
I cannot say, or I will be erased.
He's still not selling him out.
Let's try a different question then. When Mr. L died, was he really the only person at his table? Yes, he was. Another man.
I knew it.
So what Maggie said was true. Maggie was telling the truth the whole time. I always believed in her.
You may cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright.
There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy and get him to tell us the name of the real killer. Tell us who he is. Did you carry the body by yourself? Oi, I carried him. And I carried Maggie too. Maggie too? When she was saw the victim collapse, she fainted. Legs! How can I leave her there?
Why did you hide the bodies?
Man forced me to do it. I had no choice. What man? Who was he? No, I cannot say. I fear for my life. He's really scared. You'll just have to put the words in his mouth, Nick. Yeah, you're right. You need to tell him.
Well, why would you go along with this man?
And what reason would that be, Mr. Armstrong? You know, monsieur. Yes? Surely you cannot expect a young maiden to talk about such an embarrassment. A maiden? You're a bit old to get away with that. Fine, a bit male. Can't finish the cross-examination without establishing his reason, so I'll just have to prove it with evidence. So, you're claiming that all you did was hide the body, is that correct? Oi, that's right.
If we are to believe you, Mr. Armstrong, you must tell the court everything. You must make clear identity of the man who ordered you to do this.
He's already confessed this much, he might as well just stop dancing around the real issue. Yeah, but he really doesn't want to tell us who the killer is. And suck it to him, Nick. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We gotta bring up his reason. What was the reason? Oh yeah, his loan. I'm gonna save the game, and if I'm wrong, then I can restart. No, I can reload. It has to be just the loan, right? Easy. You have a $500,000 debt, don't you?
$500,000? Is this true, Mr. Armstrong?
Oh, it just was store. I was weak and I borrowed a lot of money. This is Mr. Armstrong's Achilles heel. And that's why you couldn't refuse anything asked of you by this man. Time to reveal who it is. Furio T-Ray. There we go. $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything. This man told you. Boy, it is as you say. Damn, it reveals itself. Mr. Armstrong. La Tiger, he told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On the day in question, he was meeting La Victim to demand to repay his loan. I don't know why it happened like that. I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice. And I carried La body of unconscious and Maggie out of the dining area and into the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I had seen. I think we can now safely say that the man who was forced your hand was Mr. Furio T-Ray. How the fuck did he get away with being a fake Phoenix Wright, though? That's the fucking the stupid thing right now. Oh my god, kinda like checking something out right now.
I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison in the lottery ticket are found in the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing as well?
No, I knew nothing about that. If you're telling the truth, that is. So hard to believe, though. If I'm gonna be completely honest. Making it look like it was Mackie who had done it. I was not. It is despicable.
Mr. Godot. You will summon this Fury T-Ray as a witness. I doubt they can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. "30 minutes. Nani? The trial will go on. I'll see to it myself. I need half an hour to get the guy on the stand. Not a minute more.
How the...
Don't sit back and relax just yet, Wright. No one knows if the chef is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way."
He's really insisting on, like, on not figure out the truth.
Very well, your request is granted, Mr. Godot. We'll resume at once Mr. T is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for 30-minute recess.
Alright. I guess that's it to this point right now. Damn, that was a pretty harsh way of, like, getting a testimony out. But we had to break him, as he lied repeatedly, perjury many times, so... Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I guess I'll see you guys all next time.